Hi there. It's I've decided it's time for number 3 in my series of, and I can never, excuse me, I never quite remember whether it's Smoke with a Joke or Joke with a Smoke. So it's kind of smoky jokey kind of thing. It may be a joke with a smoke, it may be a smoke with a joke. What I'm going to try and do is not get bogged down with semantics and accept that I'm probably going to have a smoke, and there will definitely be a joke. Well, you say joke. It'll be me chatting, really. You may or may not find that amusing. My wife certainly doesn't. In fact, interesting you say that, she's away for the next several days, in fact. She assures me it's because she needed a holiday not from me and my jokes, but just from life in general, stress, work, that kind of thing. She suggested that the chap who picked her up in the red Ferrari was just her treat to herself. Rather than order a boring cab, she thought she'd order something slightly faster, just to begin her holiday in style. I wasn't too sure about the fact he called her darling, but she assured me that's just how all Italian gigolos speak. So, she's away anyway. However, I'm not smoking in the house because it's a lovely evening, so I thought I'd take advantage of that, and I'm just going to have a brief libation. A sip of something wet and dry, which leads me, well, it doesn't lead me nicely into what I was going to tell you at all, because what I was going to tell you has nothing to do with anything wet, and barely anything to do with something that's dry. So ignore my ramblings, except the fact that it's 7:15 in the evening, so the sun is firmly over the yard arm somewhere in the world. I decided that at about 4:30, and I definitely haven't had the majority of a bottle of wine at all, if anybody should ask. In fact, they're lying. It's a trick. So, all that aside, the story that I'm going to tell you this evening, I like to think of it as a period drama, because I don't think you get chaps like this anymore. And there's always a chap. And there's this one particular chap, and he's in the jungles of Borneo, and he's hacking his way through the undergrowth, through the jungle with his machete, and leading a band of merry followers who are obviously excited to be experiencing a side of life they wouldn't necessarily expect in the home counties, but they're all fully paid up and bought up members of the Let's Go to Borneo.com club, although obviously because it's a period drama it wouldn't have been .com, it would have been ye olde worldy trippy to the jungles of somewhere or other. In this case it's Borneo, although to be fair, as the story progresses, I can't honestly suggest that I am geographically correct, in as much as I'm not sure that the wildlife about which I am embarking on a description of, along with the native, and I don't say native in a sexist way. It's not even sexist. Well, unless it was a female native, then it would be sexist. Well, it wouldn't be really, because you'd be a female native. Let's move on from that. Pretend that never happened. Talk amongst yourselves while I regroup. So anyway, let's get to the story. So there's a chap, and he's hacking his way with his machete through the jungles of Borneo, leading his little merry band of followers. And it's quite tiresome work. He's been hacking his way for hours and hours and hours through what seems like miles of jungle vegetation, and he hacks with his machete, and all of a sudden he stumbles into a large clearing. In the middle of the clearing, and much to his surprise, there's a dead elephant. I mean, an enormous elephant. It's bigger than that. Almost several times bigger than that. On top of the dead elephant, there's a pygmy. Little chap. Well, not that little, because that would be heightist. And I don't like to be heightist. I mean, I was about to say I'm only 5'7". I mean, I'm 5'7", and was what I was going on to say. And undoubtedly, there are people smaller than me, and at least one of them is this pygmy. He's I said that, little chap, standing on top of one of the largest dead elephants. Well, obviously, we haven't ever seen in our life. Hands up, who's seen a dead elephant? I think I've made my point. Anyway, so the chap's hacked his way, just backtracking, the chap's hacked his way through the undergrowth, through the jungle with his machete, stumbled into the clearing, dead elephant, little pygmy standing on top of a dead elephant. Have to say, looking rather pleased with himself. Well, I suppose you would, if you, well, again, can't comment, move on. So anyway, just backtracking, through the jungle, machete, hack, 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 bang, dead elephant, little pygmy. So the chap said to the pygmy, well, I say, he said, you, chappy, little chap up there, he said, the devil happened here. This again, I have to just digress slightly, this again is where I cannot suggest for a moment that I may be either geographically or, well, not even just geographically, I can't necessarily suggest that all the facts that I am giving you at the moment are 100% correct. There, I've said it. This may or may not be made up, but I'll let you be the judge of that. So anyway, so the chap said, I say, he said, the devil's gone on here. And the pygmy, clearly being educated at Oxford, said, was dead elephant, Gov. And the chap said, I can see it's a dead elephant, my good fellow. He said, what I meant was, he said, what the devil's happened? I mean, what, tell me what happened. The pygmy said, well, he said, it's like this. He said, so I was walking through the jungle. He said, just, plodding along. He said, and all of a sudden, this elephant came charging at me. He said, so I killed him. And the chap said, I'm sorry. He said, I hope you don't mind me suggesting that you're rather a small chap. See, they were even heightest in the 18th century. Incredible. He said, I hope you don't mind me suggesting that you are. He said, you are quite a little chap. He said, I have to say, he said, the elephant is absolutely bloody enormous. He said, how on earth did you manage it? He said, but what did you kill him with? And the pygmy said, that's why I killed him with a club. The chap said, he said, bloody hell. He said, it must have been a hell of a club. He said, to kill an elephant that size. And the chap said, well, there's 483 of us, mate. I thank you very much, and good night.